Yeah, so works out. Technology sucks. You go ahead, you do your stuff, you make your little video, and you unbox it all. You make comments about the environment shit. You know, what I did say before is, guys, don't pack stuff with this shit. Use that bird nest stuff, environment men. But yeah, you know, that's just how it goes. Some things don't work. So I unboxed it all. I went through the process. I really enjoyed myself because I was, you know, you're excited after 6 months of waiting. It's actually more than 6 months. It's probably, geez, when did I order this? Is it August? No, it wasn't August, September. Geez, more than 6 months. So more than 6 months anyway. But yeah, you do all this stuff, and then something packs up, and the video doesn't work. So you got to do it again, right? And it just so happens that I've got some time. So I'm just going to quickly go through it this time. The last video was 24 minutes anyway. You don't want to watch 24 minutes of me speaking shit. I'll just go through what I got. So it was a deity level water, and I got this stuck out at me straight away. Beautiful shirt that I'll never wear, unless I want to, like, you know, get some girls. I mean, you know, they're just going to want to come up and touch you. Oh my God, your shirt. Yeah, like, I won't wear this in front of my wife because she'll either do one of two things, like get that shit off, or she'll just implode in a... I won't take that any further. Anyway, books I got. So we've got first Cab Off the Rank. This beautifully presented, sorry, I've had a few whiskeys, beautifully presented advanced fantasy book with just some stunning, like the way this is, it's hard to describe on the phone, but it's just beautiful. The artwork is, like, the quality that has gone into the printing. You'd be mistaken for thinking that somebody actually hand painted that onto the book. It's hard to see on the phone. I'm using my phone, by the way. Who needs good cameras? That's all shit. If you're that worried about it. It's beautiful. Referee's Tome. So yeah. Again, it's advanced fantasy, and I got two of these. Where's the other one? I got the silver one as well, because I wanted to stick with the silver theme, like with the original. Oh, that's not the original. What am I doing? Where's the original? Here it is. Sorry, it's right here. That's the original I got. I got the Basilisk cover, same as the shirt, by the way. And it's it's funny because even though they're identical, the print, the silver in it, it's almost exactly the same feel to it. It's just like they really thought hard about their artwork. That's, to me, it's nostalgia. It's basic D&D, and it is still D&D, no matter what they say. They don't use the logos, but it is a BXB MCI clone, but the quality of everything is top notch. Much to be said about a lot of stuff that I've seen these days. Not that there's a lot of good stuff out there, but yeah, I got two of those. The idea was I was going to get one to read and one to collect, but they're just both going in the collection. Who am I kidding? I read PDFs now. I know that's sort of almost satanic to say that, but I just find that PDFs, I've got one iPad and I just read it. I'm sort of a convert now. Player's Tome, another beautiful piece of artwork on the front there. You know, what's inside, the same layout, tables on the front, tables on the back, stuff in the middle, because stuff is cool. So we've seen all that before, but it's advanced, so it's got, I can't really note, just going through it, it basically just has more stuff. I'm sure at the end, okay, waterborne adventuring, encounters, evasion and pursuit, combat, morale, optional rule. It should, as far as I'm concerned, that should be a stock rule. It should never be taken out of any D&D game ever, because it just makes everything better. Combat tables, specialists, strongholds. So I've sort of seen all that before. So because it's advanced fantasy, what I'm assuming is there's just more in it. It's got all the advanced rules. So split up into the two, the DMG, so to speak. Sorry if I'm going trademark. Mirror of Life Trapping, Rope of Climbing. Yeah, I didn't see that in the original. There's a lot of stuff in here that I didn't see. So that's where it's advanced. In a sense, it's taking extra stuff, whether it be ideas from, like, say, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, or just extra rules from the basic game, which came later in the Immortal set. I'm not sure. But I can't actually answer that without sort of sitting down and reading them. Another beautiful embossed cover there. Now, the funny thing is, these little tidbits came inside. Yeah, like, it's a cool piece of art. And there's a signature on there. And I believe it's a signature of one of the creators of the game. I was led to believe in the Kickstarter that they would be signed copies of the book, and I sort of feel a little bit let down with that. It's a little bit, I've been racking my brain as to why that would happen. I mean, why don't you just sign the copy? Well, it's a lot easier to sign a piece of paper somewhere else. These books are getting printed somewhere else. Mail the whole lot and just stick them in the book at the last minute. Maybe it's because we were the last sort of cab off the rank with Australia. I don't know. But everything is beautiful. That's a bit of a disappointment. Having said that, cool drawing. Thank you very much. You're awesome for creating everything. You and your team and whoever worked with you. Not really sure of the guys' names just yet. I did know him a while back, but yeah, brains, man. Who remembers shit? Remembering stuff is overrated. Time and weight and movement, hazards, waterborne adventuring, encounters, really cool artwork, hired help. So yeah, if you're sort of having a bit of a glance at how I'm flicking through this, I don't have to explain it. If you sort of know wealth, money, basic. It's basic D&D. Not much difference here. Cleric spell list, and so on. We got a reference booklet here that came. I didn't ask for it. I don't know if it was just an additional thing, but it's basically just a set of quick, handy tables. To look up when you need them, secondary skills, downtime equipment, adventuring gear. That would be a really cool table that I know that I always need downtime. Okay, when your party's taking some downtime in a city or a town or something like that, and say, hey, we're going to spend a week doing this. Well, you know, retainer hiring, learning spells from a mentor, basic little tidbits. And that's the whole idea of basic. There's no heavy rules here. I've said it once before, basic is sort of counterintuitive in the sense that you sort of need to be an experienced DM, and that's not always the case, to play it well, because you a lot of people are going to argue with that, but yeah, I mean, DMing is a skill that everybody can learn, but advanced is sort of really just a bunch of training wheels, really. It seems counterintuitive, but you've got a set of rules for everything, and you don't actually need them. They just slow the game down, and they box everybody in with a bunch of parameters that you don't actually need. So yeah, this is Halls of the Bloodkin with some beautiful artwork that I was just staring at before. Looks like a record cover off a heavy metal album. It's just beautiful. Like, I'd have that on my wall in a heartbeat. It's just stunning. And you can see the little adventurers walking up to the Hall of the Blood King here. Yeah, they're going to get rich. They're not going to die at all. Not going to die at all. Carcass Crawler, a little Zine that I got with it, which I said in the last attempt at making a video, which sort of went haywire. I don't see this as a Zine. It's sort of it's not really set out like a Zine. It's just extra stuff. Like a Zine is something like YumDM at Yum_DM on Twitter. He makes a Zine and it's pretty good quality, and doesn't feel like that. If you want to really get a decent Zine, I'd be looking at his stuff. The Incandescent Grottos, another little adventure which looks cool, which looks like I can just slot into anything. I've heard a lot about like these little adventures. When I say little, they're actually quite fleshed out, but they just don't have all the superfluous stuff that you think you need. You think that if you have all these details, it's going to make the game better. And all it does is it slows you down and boxes you in. Somebody wants to do something different. Oh yeah, the text here, it keeps reminding you that, yeah, but this has got to happen, or that's got to happen, or you've got this thing over here to worry about, and you keep glancing at things. You don't actually, it's again, overusing the word counterintuitive. You don't need it. You know, here we go. 37 Slug Babies, Darkstone blocks, pockmarked wall ceilings, 8 foot and floor. Four alcoves, 2 foot deep. East to the east, acrid, nostril burning stench. That's all you need to know. Examining the alcoves, each, sorry, I haven't got my glasses, each contains a copper urn whose lid is pushed aside. That's what it says. Sorry, I've got to hold it right back to even read it. Inside the urns, slug babies quietly devour rotten incense. Slither out if disturbed. Okay, so you've got a basic thing, and that's the thing. The DM can just read that while the PCs are talking about something, read that, and then they start making decisions, and that's all the information the DM really needs in his head, or her head, should I say. Sorry to be sexist. Or their head. Already went through that. So we got a monsters book, which is basically just extra monsters. Not too many in here, but again, it's basic. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. This isn't a new game. It's just a beautifully fleshed out way of looking at the old game. Drums of Thunder, beautiful imagery, Incense of Obsession, Instant Fortress. So this is all just treasures. Sphere of Annihilation, a favourite. One of my characters got killed by Sphere of Annihilation, and I'll never live it down. There's a silly story behind that, but it's an ongoing joke with some guys that I play with. Okay, so Arab slaying. I've seen all these things before. There's nothing new here, but once again, beautiful. And these two books here, which are double ups of the books I got before, because I thought, hey, somebody might be playing an illusionist, and they'll use these books. I apologise for not unboxing that properly, and it's a lot shorter video. The other video was 26 minutes long, and I was all excited, and I was like cracking jokes, and I was fucking hilarious. But yeah, in my head. But I just basically thought, look, I was going to wait to do this tomorrow, get it done properly, but I thought, screw it. Somebody on Twitter said, hey, they want to see it, and they made me feel bad. You're a very bad person. Shouldn't have done that. I really need to get my beauty sleep because I'm ugly enough. And I'd really like to stay married. But there you go. That's what came with the deity level. Now, all I need to say is that basic is where I'm heading these days. The reason is not, hey, look, here's a new beautiful book and here's all this and that. What a waste of money. Like, why waste your money on books? A lot of people are collectors. I'm half a collector, but the reason I got into it is because I did like the idea, when I saw it, when I flicked through the pages, I liked the idea of something that I already know, which is basic D&D, in a streamlined, beautifully laid out system. And having the advanced stuff at hand in these small little books just makes things pretty easy. Like, you don't really need to... there's a lot of books here, but a lot of them are sort of... You don't need them at the table. Half of them are adventures and a lot of them are double ups. But I was just saying before, just being a bit showy here, my old D&D red box with the original dice that I only coloured one in. The adventure in there actually feels like, I think it's the Grottos one, actually feels a lot like this first adventurer when I read through it, just flicked through it. I thought, hey man, that's cool. They've sort of, once again, there's a lot of thought that's gone into it, and it just seems so simply laid out and like what's to be excited about. But I really liked it. But anyway, I won't carry on. I've got to get some sleep. Be good to your mum, and don't forget to wash